Okay, I was gonna do a another Final Fantasy Tactics video, but uh, I decided this is a little bit more important. So yeah. Okay. First and foremost, I've tried for the last 5 years not to talk about other YouTubers because I feel like I'm better than that. I feel like I'm not that ratchet. You know what I mean? Like I'll mention other YouTubers. I've mentioned a whole bunch. I've mentioned DSP, Darkside Phil, GMW, Good Mic Work, Kenshin, HC Bailey, Nintendo Capri Sun, Spoonie, Truca Conroy, I think, a couple times, uh, Lancer, you know, a couple of those are really underground, no, like unknown people like myself, but I usually don't take the time to dedicate videos to other YouTubers because I really do feel like that's a toxic thing to do. But I recently came across a couple videos that I just if I don't address it, then I feel like I'm gonna regret it. I feel like I'm not gonna do my part. The first is a guy who calls himself Eggman, like the Sonic villain, I guess. And it talks about this thing called taking the black pill. I have no idea what I know maybe he's making a Matrix reference with that or something. I know that's a big thing now. Like when you take the red pill, it means you accept the truth or something like that. I've heard it online. Haven't heard it in real life, thank God. Boy, how awesome would that be if you run into those motherfuckers? Jesus Christ. So, in it, he says, oh, because he's not a good looking person, it means that he can't get with any women at all. And that, if you are not what he calls genetically superior, whatever the fuck that means, means you should give up on life. Meanwhile, he's shooting this from from his car, with a camera that's way better than my stupid dumbass webcam that I have. And even better than the camera that I used before the webcam. I just like using the webcam because it shows how long I'm recording, and I can record as long as I want, and I don't really care about audio quality on a vlog, because I could just as soon be doing a podcast, you know what I mean? So, look, like, okay, I follow genetics just like everyone else. I believe if you have good genetics, you can get away with certain things. You can get away with shitty diets and shitty workout plans and still live really long, you know. And yeah, if you were born genetically superior, like this Eggman says, then yeah, you can get away with a lot of things. You can't get away with everything, but yeah, if you're a decent looking, like he was talking more like uh with his lack of success with chicks, which if you value it and you put it on the top of your priorities and you don't know how to get a chick to go out with you on a date, or you don't have a plan, then yeah, you're gonna get frustrated and you're gonna wind up like this Eggman character. And it's sad. His face looked really, really droopy, like he had been like depressed and sad his entire life. Which I mean, I get that. I've been in that position before. I'm still in that position now. I've always been fighting depression and fighting not being motivated and stuff like that. I mean, look at the views on my videos. His video got like tens of thousands of views. I get like single digit views on my videos. Only people who watch my videos are people who I know are hardcore fans who are down until the day I die, who they understand my material and appreciate it and whatever, or it just alleviates their boredom for a number of minutes. But I don't go off. I don't go airing out and venting things that are stressing me out like he did. And if I were to do those, one, I would try to like make it funny, like George Carlin with his complaining in the last the home stretch of his career before he died. He complained a lot, but when he complained, it was entertaining. Uh, what this Eggman person did is he's complaining, but it's not being entertaining. It's extremely toxic, and you can totally tell that he's one of those types who was like me 15 years ago when I was ending high school, when I had my crush, and my crush decided that she didn't want anything to do with me, and that she thought it would be cool to accuse me of stalking. I had those very same thoughts as Eggman. I was. I was like, you know what? This whole world's ganging up to bring me to my knees. That's a Toasters lyric. I don't know how much ska everyone listens to nowadays, but the Toasters are an amazing band, and you should totally listen to them. Yeah. I was convinced, like decisively convinced, that it was me against the world until high school ended, and then it was going to be a brand new thing. Meanwhile, while I'm pining after this crush that I had, there were not numerous, but there were a handful of other girls in my high school who wanted to hook up with me, but I wasn't as attracted to them. And I really do believe and what my analysis of Eggman is this. He was probably raised in the same kind of environment that I was raised in. Okay, like very protected, you know, in a good neighborhood for the most part. Um, had overprotective parents who gave him everything. Uh, he probably went through some traumatic bullshit. Um, he probably had like really uh, obscene rejections that kind of told the story of his love life for him. And that probably happened to him at probably the same time it happened to me, around high school age. And let me tell you, it's very hard to come back from that. I mean, I really didn't start flourishing with my love life until 25 or so. And even then, I was forced to take time off because I was stressed out with relatives dying, I was stressed out with going back to school. And so I didn't wait. I waited like 3 more years until like 28, 29. And then I started dating again. You know what I mean? And when I dated like crazy. And I've been dating like crazy ever since then. I average roughly, like 3 different dates with 3 different women a year since 2012. You know what I mean? Is that because I'm a good-looking guy? Well, it's possible, but I think it's more of the fact that I have tenacity, that I'm well-spoken, that I feel like I have a lot to offer chicks, at least for the short term. For the long term, no. I'm not there yet. Okay? It's true. I'm not. But I do feel like I can show a woman a good time when I go out on a date with her. You know what I mean? I feel like I deserve women at least for a first date. Now, does that get me anywhere in long-term relationships? Absolutely not. Because I've never been in a long-term relationship. I've only been in a whole bunch of short-term ones. Is that a good thing? Some people call it, oh, womanizing. You're a womanizer. You know what I mean? You're a player. And I might be. You know what I mean? But I get out there. And this Eggman fellow, what I know, I can see it in his eyes, that he hasn't even began. He gave up before he started. And to me, that's a tragic story. His video, if you can get through it, is going to be in the video description. Please do not take his advice. Whether you're a decent looking guy, whether you're a bad looking guy, whether you got mental issues, whatever. No, don't ever, as tempting as it may appear to be, do not give up on your goal. Don't give up on things that you want to do with your life. Don't give up on your ambitions. Even if your ambitions are very small. Like for me, I don't care if I work a shit job my entire life and do some writing on the side, and some bowling on the side, and some weightlifting on the side. I am perfectly fine with that. As long as I make decent money, which, yeah, okay, I may have to stop being, some stupid clerk who can just run around unsupervised all day, you know what I mean? Alright. I still have ambitions. I still want to bowl. I still want to perform well when I bowl. I still want to be a really talented writer who gets published. And those are really the only ambitions I have at the moment. I still want, down the road, maybe not yet, because I still feel like I'm youthful enough to be able to date around. But once I'm done and ready to settle down, guess what? I will want a really cool girlfriend. But these things take effort and work, and they take... It requires you to not look at things from point A to point B. I can see when I was watching Eggman, I can see he's one of these types who thinks that everything has to be from point A to point B. You know what I mean? That there's no gray area. Everything's just black and white. Oh, well, if someone told me I'm not good looking, I guess that means I'm too ugly to even try to get at chicks. You know what I mean? Maybe he's gotten out there and maybe he just got brutally rejected a whole bunch of times. Who knows? Okay? Oh, sorry, I'm really tired right now. I just got out of work, so I'm about to pass out here. But still, doesn't mean you should give up. Doesn't mean you should give up. Now, do I mean you should make it like a full-time job to try to get chicks? No. But yeah, I mean, if you really want to jumpstart a love life, yeah, it means you need to take some time out of your day to hit up chicks online, to practice some cold approaching. Now, I don't mean cold approaching as like the pickup artist bullshit where you like harass chicks. No, I'm saying go to a public place or a mall or whatever, and just have a chat with some of the female clerks there. Be like, yo, what's up? What are you selling? This looks interesting. Tell me about it. Alright, cool. Blah, blah, blah. I think my mom had something like this, and it was really cool looking. It was cool, whatever. I don't know. It's hard for me to map out a conversation. And not be in one. But yeah, that's my advice for people like Eggman who feel like they just need to give up on life because they are not good looking enough. They are not perfect enough. No one cares if you're perfect enough. They There's only one thing that people really care about. That's if you're being a toxic person. If you're not being a toxic if you're not being a toxic person, then people don't give a shit what you look like. You can be the coolest looking guy ever, but you could have this like weird like conspiracy, like, yeah, man, the world's has a deck stacked against me, so I gotta get revenge. You know what I mean? Like, people are gonna look at that and be like, yo, you need fucking help. You wanna know how I know that? Because I was like that. I've always been told I'm a decent looking guy. But what you are on the outside doesn't mean, it means very little. It means a lot. It means a decent amount out of the gate. I'm not gonna lie. Everyone judges with their eyes. Everyone looks at somebody who isn't dressed the way you think they should be dressed, and you go, oh, they're a ratchet. You know what I mean? Or you go to some black guy who has his pants all the way down, whatever, and you go, oh man, look at this guy's a broke ass N-word. You know what I mean? Or you look at some white dude who has a nice suit on or a sport jacket or something like that, and he's all dressed up, and you go, man, that guy's part of the corporations who are fucking this country over. You know what I mean? Everybody has, chicks. Chicks will look at a homeless guy. Ew, that guy's homeless. I don't want him to talk to me. And then it goes, and then the guy with the six pack and he's got like the bro thing going on. And yeah, the chick will be like, wow, he's a good looking guy. He's cool. He looks really cool. I like his muscles and his six pack and stuff like that. Yeah, people do judge on appearance in the short term. But in the long term, they judge what's going on in here. In here. And look, am I fighting issues that I have? I've been doing that my whole fucking life. You know what I mean? And you know what? The struggle is real and the struggle continues. The struggle will never fucking end for me. Because so many things have happened. Look back at my 15 years later videos. All of those things happened to me before 25. Before I even knew what the fucking world was. So before I knew what the world was, I had already been just a Cliff Notes version. I've witnessed my parents divorced. A year after that, I was sexually assaulted. And then 2 years after that, I was brutally rejected and almost convicted, not convicted, but almost accused of stalking. And that was before I went on any dates, by the way, because what was etched into my head after that happened was that, oh, well, I guess I'm undateable because of what happened there. You know what I mean? And then right after 24, my dad dies. You know what I mean? So, but guess what? I still, out of sheer curiosity, I never gave up. Even after the brutal rejection, I still tried to get at chicks. I mean, yeah, I was kind of demotivated a little bit. You know what I mean? I was kind of demotivated and cynical. You know what I mean? But I was still curious enough to see what was out there. You know what I mean? And yeah, I passed up a lot of chicks that I really could have hooked up with, and it probably could have been in a relationship with. But that's a choice. Everything you do, we'll say past 18 or 25 or whatever. Everything you do past that age, I'm gonna go after 18, after high school. Because high school, everything's mapped out for you. After that, you can do whatever the fuck you want. So I say, after high school, everything is a choice. Success is a choice. Failure is a choice. All of these choices, and yes, you will be influenced. Look, I was influenced. After I witnessed all those deaths in the family, I just said, you know what, man? Fuck all this. And in an act of, I will say, in an act of self-destruction, I took out a lot of student loans that I knew I wouldn't, that didn't think I was going to be able to pay back, and I said, you know what? Fuck all this nonsense. I'm going to take all this money and just use it on drugs, booze, strip clubs and shit. Stuff that wasn't, I didn't need all of it, so you know, I used it for whatever I needed. It's a dumb idea, but I wasn't thinking, oh, what should I do to make my life better at the time? So depression, like, influences you. You know what I mean? And all these negative feelings and thoughts, if they take over, which, you know, I really hope they haven't taken over for Eggman, because he seems like a decent person. He seems like deep down, he really doesn't want to say, oh, take the black pill and give up on life. You know, I truly do believe that there is some semblance of somebody who still wants to succeed, or at least be, or at least be able to say, yeah, you know, I dated this one chick, and we had sex, and it was kind of lame, and I didn't really like it, and we watched a bunch of TV shows together, and it was kind of cool. I liked cuddling more than sex for some reason. And then one of her friends tried to get at me, but she was really drunk, and I didn't like that. The end. I just pretty much described what happened about to me about a year ago. I had this friend with benefits, and we watched football and had sex together. And then her friend was a big football fan, but also drank a lot, and she wanted to have sex with me, but she was really intoxicated, and I did not feel comfortable having sex with her. You know what I mean? But you can never tell those stories if you don't put yourself out there. If you don't have tenacity. People love tenacity. Alright, enough. So, Eggman, I wish you luck. I'm not hating you. You look like Lars Ulrich, which I think is pretty funny. But don't take any offense to that. But yeah, you know, just get out there. Don't think that because you don't look as good as the next guy, that doesn't mean anything. It means very little in the long run, and that's what you should be hoping for. And just look the best you can. You know what I mean? Just that's all you gotta do. Alright, now. The next video. I might get emotional in this next video because or this next part. Which I'm actually gonna do in a different video. So yeah, let me sign off here. Yeah. This is Joseph. Sir Joseph tells you keep being awesome, stay strong. Learn to love it. Good luck, Eggman. Peace.